Hi everybody, EB here, welcome to today's video. So by popular request I've decided to have a brand new free-to-play account, so it will give you the viewer a direct comparison between a free-to-play account with absolutely nothing on it, and I mean nothing, and a more veteran account with a hell of a lot unlocked on it. And it will allow you to compare the two experiences. So, we're going to be playing this guy here. His name is Old Derek. Derek's backstory is simple. He's lived on Alderaan his whole life. He was a servant in one of the houses. One day the Lord pissed him off and he shot lightning out of his fingertips all over the place. Big problem for the Lord. The Lord became a little bit scared of him because it was blatantly obvious that old Derek here, despite being an old bedger, is very force sensitive. So his lordship got to thinking, how do I get rid of this dangerous old codger? Well, he was a very good friend of a Dark Lord of the Sith called Lord Zash, who at the time was on Korriban, just about to take in a fresh set of recruits to become her new apprentice. So his lordship decided to send old Derek here off to Korriban, knowing full well that he could never compete with all the younglings that would be vying for Lord Zash's attention, hoping that either one of the other acolytes would kill him or he'd meet a grisly end in one of the tombs at the hands of a monster. This is the story of old Derek as he proceeds through the world of Star Wars The Old Republic as a 100% free-to-play player. What does that mean? It means that we're going to have a few restrictions in-game compared to the main account, which is absolutely fine. It will not hinder our progression. It also means the maximum level that he can attain is level 60. As well as all the base content, and we're going to do it all on this guy, he will also have access to 2 expansions, as all free-to-play players do. He will have access to the Shadow of Revan and the Hutt Cartel. So he has a metric arse ton of content to immerse himself in, and there's no need to spend a penny on the game. Playing purely as a free-to-play player is still a wonderfully free immersive experience. So without further ado, I'll give you lots of hints and tips throughout this series as a free-to-play player on what to do right from the very beginning. So he arriveth on Korriban. Enjoy all. Here is old Derek looking around as his first glimpse of Korriban. Who's that slatcher? Old Derek thinks we'll be sorting him out, don't worry about that. There's the Overseer, Harkin. He's going to be one of the people who's hell-bent on getting us killed. As you can see, old Bedger's a big guy.
The last one to arrive is
Enjoy.
finally here. I hope you don't think you're special. It would be a shame if freedom went to your head. Or if you somehow got the idea you didn't need to pass your trials to become Sith. Lord Zash has tasked me with sorting through you refuse to find one worthy of being her apprentice, and I intend to do just that.
Give us a chance. We can prove ourselves.
We'll just see about that. Now the rest of you gutter trash already know your trial. Get going while I bring our latecomer up to speed.
Watch your back, friend. And don't worry. It'll be all right. He can't kill us all.
Oh my god, he's going to start flirting. He's only just arrived on Korriban. But hey, old Derek here, he's seen better days. Beggars can't be choosers.
That means a lot coming from a beautiful girl.
You're cute. Just watch you don't get yourself killed.
Now, slave, for your trial. There's a hermit named Spindrol who lives in the tomb of Ajunta Paul in the Valley of the Dark Lords. Spindrol's a lunatic, but Lord Zash sees him as some kind of prophet. Once you find him, he will test you.
If I have to.
Fine. I will seek the insane hermit in the incredibly dangerous tomb and take his little test.
But there, you know your task. Spindrol lives in the tomb of Ajunta Paul in the Valley of the Dark Lords. Don't keep Spindrol waiting, slave.
Slave. Okay, so there we go. So the game can now begin in earnest. The difference between this game and most of the games is you can make it pretty much anything you want. It's designed from the ground up to be played solo, so you don't need any other interaction with any other player to really immerse yourself in the game. It's also very, very heavily story focused and driven. So if you love story, you love the whole Star Wars thing, you're going to be in your element. If you hate story, well, I'd quit the game now, uninstall it and pick something else, because this might not be the game for you. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is, once you've spoken to Harkon, if you're on the dark side and if you're an Inquisitor, like old Derek is here, is you want to press P for Peter on your keyboard, which will bring up all your abilities. The next thing you want to do is click on General, and you want to add the fast travel globe to your bar. Now, I'm also going to add the sprint icon to my bar and deactivate it, because I don't want to be bezzing around everywhere. You may well want to bezz around everywhere, in which case just leave that alone. The next thing I'm going to do is move my lightsaber attack skill to button number 9. I'm then going to move these other two skills up because we're going to be using them quite a bit. And then this little padlock here allows you to lock the bar, so that by accident you don't go and drag these skills off the bar, which is easy to do, believe you me. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is press escape and go into preferences and go into user interface, and I'm going to untick show conversation alignment gain and tick always show conversation alignment gain. Basically what that means is it will always show you light side or dark side options when you're having conversations with NPCs. The next thing I'm going to do is put a tick in show cooldown and drag that to be the biggest size. You can select any style you want, it's your choice, any combination of styles, but once you've done that, remember to left click apply, otherwise the settings won't apply. The next thing I'm going to do is click the second tab, which is control bar, left click quick bar, and I'm now going to assign some keys to make my life a little bit easier. So let's scroll down, and the first skill is number 9. I'm going to assign that the W key. The heal key is equals, I'm going to assign that the E key. This is just to make my life easier. And then I'm going to left click apply and OK. You can assign them to whatever keys you like or leave them on the default. Okay, so if we look around the interface here, you'll see that at the top we've got a little mail envelope with the number 2 at the side of it. So the first thing we're going to do is come out of here and we're going to go into Korriban, and we're going to go to the mailbox and see what mails we've got. Now, you may have 200 mails, you may have no mails, but it's always worth checking them. If you do have any mails, make sure you claim them and activate them before you proceed on with the game. Okay, I think my game's, yeah, it's decided to stick. This is because I'm on the Starforge server, which is American, and it does do this sometimes. Hopefully it's not crashed. But I am recording a video as well. So it might have crashed. Yep, and there it goes. So we'll wait for the program to respond. Not good. I'm actually going to close the program and start it up again. Son of a bitch. It does do that sometimes when you click on mailboxes. For some reason, I don't know why. It's only since they've migrated it over to Amazon. It started doing this. Let me just log back in. Sorry about this, folks, but you're seeing it in the real world. You may not suffer from this issue, especially as I say, I'm recording a video. You won't be, so you'll have a lot less stress on your system. Hopefully it's back on the screen. Hopefully you didn't get a blank black screen for too long. Normally she's sweet as an old. Okay, let's click on old Derek and let's try again to retrieve his mails out the mailbox. Okay, so let's try again and let's click claim and then we can delete. There's a couple of sets of armour that the game will give you for free. I don't particularly want them or want to use them, so I'll leave them in the mailbox. Right click on any item in your inventory to interact with it. Not left click, always right click. Okay, so one other trick I want to show you before we start the series in earnest is press M for your map and then left click map filters and put a check in all the boxes that I put a check in. This is really useful and this will show you NPC stations throughout the different maps. I tend to leave that one unchecked because I don't particularly need to see a crew skills trainer, although you could just tick them all if you want. Okay, so now on your mini map here you can see clearly if there's any vendors, any mailboxes or anything else on the map. Now, really you're going to drag them all the way up here? Really? They're gone. Fortunately, oh, I could have revived you. What a chab. Now this is a Starforge American server, so I don't know how busy or how good it's going to be. I'm guessing as it's the biggest merged server from the old server merges, it's probably going to have a great population. So here we are on Korriban, old Derek. So his main quests are always in purple. So if we press the L for Lima key, as you can see, it's a class quest and it's a quest we must complete. And those are the rewards for completing the quest. We're also going to take every single side quest that we can find as well. If we right click on this medical droid here, you can see that we can sell those. And we've now got 20 credits. We can expand our inventory and make it bigger. But to do that is going to cost us 5,000 credits. Which at the minute we just don't have because we're free to play and we're starting off with absolutely nothing. Now, as a solo free to play player, the game will provide you with everything you need. So there is absolutely no need to be spending either real world money or in-game credits on anything. Okay, so we need to go to the tomb of Ajunta and speak to the hermit called Spindrel to complete our main story class quest. There we go. Anything that's got a blue, green, purple or dark blue line off of it means there's something to pick up. So you want to right click on it And auto loot it. How do you auto loot it? Press your escape key, go to preferences, go to controls and put a tick in the checkbox or a square in the checkbox, auto loot on right click. Don't forget to click apply and then click OK. Alright, so we're on our way. We've got to go through the tomb of a Yunta Paul and go and see Spindrel. We'll level up from level 0 to 20 as fast as any subscribed player. But from level 20 onwards we get decreased XP gain, which is fine. Because as I say, nothing as a free-to-play player will hinder your progression. And all the base content, plus the Shadow of Revel, plus the Hook Cartel, you'll have full access to. Now you can see that I've not got sprint on because I'm not bezzing about, and I love it. I prefer it, but that's just me. You might prefer to have sprint on. I'll turn sprint on in a minute and show you the difference. Okay, so let's just loot that. So I'm just going to heal him up by pressing the E key, which not only fills his health up but also fills his yellow mana bar up. So you can see the speed with which I'm moving. I enjoy pottering. I'm not in a big massive rush. However, you might prefer to have sprint on, in which case he will bez it everywhere. Yay, there you go. And you'll know you've got sprint on because he's got that blue aura around him when you switch it on. So you know you've got sprint on. I'm going to turn it off. So here's our first non-class quest. Enjoy.
Excuse me, Acolyte. Sergeant Corman, 5th Infantry Company, Korriban Regiment. Can I talk to you?
Make it quick, Sergeant.
Of course. You're one of the slaves Harkin brought in on the last transport, right? Here to prove yourself to the bloodthirsty overseers?
Prove myself or die, apparently.
Well, here's your chance to not only show off for the overseers, but start building ties to the Imperial military as well. I'm here commanding a hard target mission to exterminate claw slugs in this tomb. They're horrific things. Mouths bigger than your head. I've lost 3 squads of good men fighting them. They come in packs. They'll swallow a man whole.
Then I suggest you try a new strategy.
Look, I've identified the enemy's weak spot, but it's not easy to get at. The damn claw slugs breed so fast there's no way to wipe them out conventionally. So we started targeting their egg chambers. They went insane. We managed to get explosives to all of the egg chambers, but the claw slugs were all over us before we could detonate them.
Sounds like you need some help.
Don't underestimate those claw slugs, sir. They're smarter than they look.
Okay, so there we go. So we're going to be doing absolutely every scrap of content that we can find as a free-to-play player. Now, there is still a metric arse ton of stuff I need to explain to you, show you. Don't worry about it. We'll do it bit by bit, drip feed it. All you need to do for a start is enjoy the pants out of it. Now, whilst you're on Korriban, which is your starter planet, you are going to play solo until you completely finish your class quest on Korriban, which can be anywhere from level 10 onwards, at which point you will gain your first companion. Life will then change considerably for you, and the game will really come into its own. Until then, well, old Derek's got to struggle on his own. So there you go, everybody. In the next episode we'll take these core slugs on and have some fun. Thanks for watching. Please rate, comment, subscribe, thumb the videos up or down. I will see you for another wicked Star Wars The Old Republic video.